welcome back. Doing some magic today.
Yep.
So today we're going to be opening Mr. Boopster.
We're going to open them up?
Yeah, we're going to...
Stretch them?
I'm just kidding. It's Zendikar versus Eldrazi.
Yeah.
The latest in the Duel deck thing. The newest one. Even though by the time this comes out, it'll be 1 week old. So, you wanna do the honors?
Sure, why not?
I'll just play with Mr. Boopster while that's happening.
Mr. Boopster! I was going to say
Bring
he could
me
sing
a dream.
sing us a song, but I don't think he can sing.
Make it the doopiest that I've ever seen.
Deck boxes.
All right,
nonsense.
something to play with. That's exciting.
Ooh, we get dice. We got 2 dice.
Nice! Did we ever get dice from these sets before?
I don't think so. It's got the Planeswalker
so
symbol.
Cool. Anyway, so while you're doing that, I'll have a look at this giant piece of art.
So, new foil.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I should note that we've obviously never played with these decks before. We've never... I barely looked at the spoiler, so I don't really know what's in either of the decks, really. Other than
I've seen the new
that
cards.
But yeah, so it should be a fresh experience for the both of us. We've got this cool little dealie here. Well, I don't think you have to go through the whole deck.
Well, that's the new card.
It ruins the fun.
Well, you know, just in case
we can do that
see
afterwards. We can do that afterwards.
I guess.
It'll probably come into play. If it doesn't come into play, we can do that afterwards. All right. Let's take a look at... Just get a course. Oh, a rules reference card. That looks slightly different than it used to. But we don't care about that. Take a look at these deck boxes here.
I'm going to be the Eldrazi.
Sure, well then I'm working on your deck box, apparently. It's nice. Nice deck box.
It's like half Zendikar,
Yeah.
half tentacle monster.
Yeah. What, the set symbol you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, the set symbol's pretty cool.
Hedron and a tentacle.
Yes. Alright. Here's the boxes. And since, last time we did this, we didn't actually sleeve the cards, so of course this time we're not going to sleeve them. I'm kidding. We're going to sleeve them. So we're going to do that, probably off screen, and we'll see you in game 1 with these exciting new decks.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, to decide who goes first in this...
I made my set
Duel
symbol,
deck.
sort of.
Kind of. Your half of it. I guess I could make my half of it as well.
Yours is easier.
Mine is definitely easier.
I have to have a circle. And
Can't do that with that in my hand. This is a large waste of time right now.
Yes.
Yeah. But good enough. Anyway, so to decide who goes first, we're going to roll a Zendikar and Eldrazi. That was my best attempt at making it that small.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So
it looks exactly like Emrakul.
Gonna go ahead and roll that. And it looks like Eldrazi is going first. So
Eldrazi have the initiative because no one expects the Eldrazi Inquisition. So they always expect the Kozilek's Inquisition.
Mm-hmm. This one looks good.
Okay, I'm a keep.
Let's show hands.
All right.
Come on now. Don't miss steps.
It's got to miss all the steps.
Don't miss steps.
I'm a gain a life.
All
Enter
right.
go.
21.
It's like we're playing middle class again.
Yeah, I'm going to gain a life.
It really is like we're playing middle class again. Untap. Draw for turn. Play a mountain. And a mind stone.
All right.
Your go.
Untap that. Draw a card. And the return of Mechanic, which I always kind of enjoyed, but it leaves you really open to removal spells. Play Knight of Cliffhaven, which is a level up creature.
Yeah.
And I'll pass the turn. Right now it's just a bear.
Yeah, not too exciting.
It's not a flying bear or anything.
I think it's going to get both halves of a fork bolt.
Sure.
And the new Eldrazi Dominator drone.
Man. So what does this one do?
So he's devoid. So even though he has black mana, he's still colorless. And he has Ingest. When he when he deals combat damage to a player, he exiles the top card of that player's library. And when he enters the battlefield, if I control another colorless creature, each opponent loses 2 life.
Cool.
But no colorless creatures. So
All right.
he's just going to eat your library.
More or less.
Very slowly.
I have to play devil's advocate here. Please play that in front. It's part of the rules.
Okay.
I don't care, but, every single person in the comments does. So, we'll untap that. Draw a card.
It's second nature to me at this point.
That's a sweet one. What to do here? I think the plan is going to be... Let me just read this quickly. Okay. I'm going to... As I said before, I've never really seen what's even in this deck, so it's kind of a fresh experience for me. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to oust that. So it puts it into its owner's library, second from the top, and you gain 3 life.
Up to 24.
And then I'll play another Grey Pelt Refuge, going to 22, and pass the turn. It's like the life gain mirror, apparently.
Untap. Draw for turn. Well, you gained me that life, so.
That's true. That is true.
I got 2 red there, so. Gotta play everyone's favorite.
Magma! So you sacrifice a non-land permanent and deals 1 damage to a creature or player.
Yes.
Ugh. Okay.
The purpose of existence is simple. Everything is fuel for the magma.
I feel like that's the flavor text. Is that the flavor text?
Yeah.
Sweet. You good?
Yes.
We'll untap, draw a card. This is probably quite slow. I'll play a retreat to Kazandu.
Xandu.
I think this is a new one too, right?
Yeah. So whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, choose one. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, or you gain 2 life.
Obviously.
And it's an enchantment.
Gain 2 life. Going to 24.
Sure you don't want to put a +1/+1
I'm
counter
good.
on that?
I'm good. I don't need to make a 5/5 Magma. And I'll pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. Never would have expected to draw that.
No, never.
Attack you for 4.
I will go to 20. All that life that I gained. It was all for naught.
Tap it like that.
Sure.
I'm going to read the bones.
Alright.
Scry 2, then draw 2 cards.
Read those bones.
Yeah, I'm going to draw these 2. And lose my 2 life. Going to 22.
Alright.
Play a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And it is your go.
Alright, so we're going to untap and draw a card. Well, that's interesting. I'm going to play a Grey Pelt Hunter, which is a 2/2 trample ally. It's kind of sweet that the allies are back in this.
Yes. The new ally mechanic is a little better, too. This is an old ally, though.
Yeah. So, anyway, it gets a 1/1 counter when an ally or itself enters. And then I will play a forest and choose to do the same thing, to put another counter on it. So I have a 4/4 trampler that has the potential to get bigger. And I'll pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. Well, your Grey Pelt Hunter, unfortunately, he's going to fall into despair.
Induce despair. So you reveal a creature gets -X/-X, where X is the real cosmic. 5.
5.
You got it.
Dead.
He's induced. You've induced despair upon him.
And attack you for 4.
16.
Cast once again my Dominator drone.
Alright.
Your go.
Untap. Draw a card. Okay. So... I think we're going to... So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Do I like staying alive? Kinda like staying alive.
Generally the goal. I think Mr. Boopster would agree.
That's him agreeing. I'm going to
Boop.
cast a Primal Command with awesome new artwork. Hedron there. Hedron, Hedron, whatever. Doesn't really matter. Now, the modes for this. I really don't know what's in your deck.
Gain 7.
I would imagine... Oh, yeah. So I can gain 7. I can put non-creature permanent on top of its owner's library. I can shuffle a target player's graveyard into their library, or I can search for a creature, put it in my hand, shuffle. But I don't really know what's in your deck, so I'm debating between putting a land or a Mind Stone on top and searching, or do I just gain 7 life? Gaining life is usually not that big a deal, but you do have a lot of damage in play. So it'd basically be a fog.
Yeah, I have 7 damage in play, so...
So I think I'm going to gain 7 life and search for a creature put into my hand. I don't know if that's right, but that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go up to 23, and then we're going to actually
options.
See what's in this deck. Let's see here. No sort of Llanowar elf type thing. Might get that. But I'll go through the rest of this. Actually, that might be okay. As well. I think we'll get Scoot Mob.
Scoot Mob.
Been a while since I played with a Scoot Mob, so that'll be fun.
Yeah. Just gotta survive.
For any of you who don't know what Scoot Mob does, 1 mana, 1/1, beginning of your upkeep, if you control 5 or more lands, it gets 4+1/+1 counters on it.
So he quickly gets out of hand.
Yes, yes.
Can't deal with them.
So, put that in my hand. And unfortunately, I will play a Plains as my land drop for the turn, gaining me 2 life. Can't play a Scoot Mob off of it.
Nope.
So I got a 25. It was a 23, right? Yeah. I was.
Sounds about right.
So gain 2 life and pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. Think. 5 mana. For an Emrakul's Hatcher.
Sure.
I got 3 colorless Eldrazi spawns.
Alright. Do-do. Yes.
And swing at you for 7.
Okay. So this is not like Annihilator, or is it like Annihilator? Do I ingest? You ingest first? How does that work?
When this creature deals combat damage
Okay.
to
So
a
I will
player.
take 7 first, going to 18.
And then you exile top card of your library.
You get
Plains.
Plains.
And your go.
Alright. We'll draw a card.
That's potentially 1 less landfall trigger to worry about.
Let me see. I think what we're going to do... Gain 2 life, going to 20. And if you get to poop out a bunch of tokens, I get to poop out a bunch of tokens. I'll play an Avenger of Zendikar.
Yeah.
He gets a 0/1 plant token for each land that I control, and I currently control 7, so we get 7 plant tokens.
7 Foosties.
7
Coming right up.
Foosties.
Ding, ding, ding.
7 chump blockers for now. that could potentially get larger.
Does he have a land to make them larger?
Well, I played my land to play this.
Oh, right.
So, question is, do I have another land?
That is a question.
And you'll have to just find out next turn. Pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. The question is, do I care?
If you
March
wrath the board, I'm
casualties.
going to be very upset.
Targeting you. Creatures get -1/-1.
See, that doesn't seem very balanced to me.
That it just, even
That
kicked.
you just have a 2-mana wrath that can take away my premium foil rares, everything. All right, yep. Death to all these foosties.
Death to all the Foosties. That does seem kind of...
That seems a little unfair.
It's just a bit.
Yeah. Again, we didn't build these decks, but...
Swing for 10. Remember that you have a 4/4 at the moment.
Yes, I'm aware of that. See, the big problem is, of course, you can just Magma finish it off if I block something. The other problem is, at this point, it's just a 5/5. 4/4.
Well, like, he can pump himself with landfalls with your...
He can't pump himself because he's not
no,
a
with your
plant.
enchantment.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I guess that's true.
So he can still get a little bigger, but doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think it really matters all that much. Perfectly honest. So I think I'm actually going to... Yeah, I will throw it in front of Magma. And yeah, I will take the rest of the damage, which is 6 damage, going to 14.
Do I want to sack anything? Nah.
No? So, of course, the drone gets another planes.
Another planes. I think... Rune Servitor.
Alright.
Your go.
We're going to untap, draw a card. That's pretty sweet. So we're going to go for this cute little Scoot Mob.
Now that he can't get Magmod.
Now he can't get Magmod. And we'll also go for... Suppose I would have to do this main phase, which is unfortunate. But I think that's the way the cookie crumbles. We're going to cast a Harrow. So
Harrow!
It's an additional cost. I sacrifice land, then I get 2 basic land cards and put them onto the battlefield. Not tapped, which is very useful. So we're going to go ahead and sacrifice Forest.
Bye-bye, Forest. He gets 2 land drops.
And we're going to get
You're going to have a 3/3.
Forest and Plains, which gives me 2 retreat triggers. And I think... Again, I don't really know what's in your deck. I don't really want to put all my eggs in one basket. However...
It's the only basket you got.
It's the only basket I've got. I think I'm going to put 1 counter on it and gain 2 life. Again, that might be wrong considering what's in his deck, but I don't know. So, we'll see. Anyway, the reason I had to do that there was because...
You needed the
Count
manas.
this correctly. I needed the mana to then play a Kabira Vindicator.
Ooh. A 2/4.
Which is a 2/4. And it can pump other creatures when it gets leveled up. So, I'll pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. Rocky Tower Pit tapped.
Alright. The lesser of the fetch lands.
And I'm tired of playing with the Eldrazi now. Helion Eruption. Sacrifice all my creatures I control, and I get a 4/4/1 for each one I sacrifice.
Oh my god.
So that's 6 4/4s.
6 4/4s. Alright, so we don't actually have Hellion tokens, but I'm sure we can find something that's close.
And Rune Servitor trigger, we each draw a card.
Hellion tokens. Let's see. Well, the closest thing I've got is dragons, so you can have 6 dragons.
Yeah.
That's 6? Yeah. It's red, it's a 4/4, it flies, but it's all those things. Okay, so that's a problem.
Just a bit.
They don't have haste, right?
They don't have haste.
That'd be way too good.
It's your go.
Okay, so we're going to untap, and on our upkeep, we're going to get 4 counters on this cute little scoot mob, making him a 6/6.
So now he's kind of a threat.
And then we'll draw a card. Okay. Yeah, slightly more so. Now. Man, those are big. 4 4s.
From 0/1s to 4/4s, all in the span of a turn.
Yes, indeed. Oh, boy. What to do here? So I'm at 16. I think we're going to level him up.
Now he's a 3/6.
Now he's
oh
a
no, he's
3/6.
not. He has to be leveled up.
Yo,
twice.
yeah, he needs to be 2 to 4 in order to have that happen. And then we're going to play a plains, and I will use that plains to put a +1/+1 counter on him. Which, by the way, this can get really confusing.
It's just a bit.
Okay, so he's got a +1/+1 counter on him.
And a level counter.
And a level counter. And then we're going to play a Grey Pelt Hunter. So it's that ally that I played earlier. He gets himself a counter.
Yes.
I feel like I need more counters than this. And I think I'm obliged to leave everything back, so I will do that and pass the turn. Fortunately, I'm 1 mana short of having been able to level him again in this turn. But you do what you do to stay alive, I guess.
Well, I'm a swing.
You gonna swing. Okay. So, I've got a 3/5, I've got a 6/6, and I've got a 3/3. So if I just block 2, I take 4, 8, 12, 16, and that's no good. So, yes, I'm obliged to block 3 of them. And take 4, 8, 12.
Still a lot.
Going to 4. I lose my Hunter, and you lose 1 of your Hellions.
Bye-bye. I will play a mountain.
Hmm? Not another thing.
I will play a Bloodright Invoker.
Oh boy.
You can pay 8 mana to have target player lose 3 life and me gain 3 life.
It's extremely relevant.
It is.
Alright.
And I'm going to crack my Mind Stone to draw a card.
Probably a good time to do so.
Crack. Rocky Tar Pit, finding a mountain or a swamp. And this board state, I don't think it matters, so swamp.
Not really. Just going through the motions. I don't think there's anything I can really draw that would get me out of this.
Enter go.
It's not like I have a Marsh Casualties or anything that can wipe your board. Upkeep trigger?
Yeah, as soon as I looked at that card, I was like, this is going to counter his thing if he plays it.
That seems
and
like
then
a really bad
inclusion. Immediately played it after I drew it.
It seems like a really bad inclusion to me. Draw a card.
Because I'm like, I can even kick it, so even if he has a landfall trigger, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so it's not a lot that really does.
Like, you need 10 mana and have a Harrow in order to survive a Marsh Casualties.
We'll play a Plains, we will pump this dude, and we will level this dude. Actually did that wrong, but that's okay. I'll level him. And then I will
level him again.
5 to do that. So that'd be 3, 4. So I can't even get him to full mast. That's how terrible this is. But I'll do it anyway, because I'm just going through the motions at this point. Get him to level 4.
So he's a 3, or I guess he's a 5/7 with the counters. And
Yes. No, more than that, because he's a 3/6 normally, right? And then he has that 2+1
All right,
plus
5/8.
counters. So he's a 5/8. And then this is now an 11/11. So I'll attack you, because
for 16.
There's no blocks that would work.
I can just tank 16.
Yep.
Puts me 6.
All right. To you. Again, I haven't looked at the deck
Untap.
list, but if you have more than one Marsh Casualties in there, I'll be very upset.
Cards in hand?
With none. Went all out. It's the best I could do.
Swing.
Yeah. I will take
Don't
that.
even have mana to Blood Right Invoker.
See, you shouldn't have cracked that Mind Stone.
I guess.
All right. So, that was game 1, and we'll see you in game 2. All right, game 2. Show my hands.
Hand.
I need the Mr. Boopster advantage if I'm going to win this one.
He's looking down and up at the same time.
I know, it's distracting you, isn't it? You're
That
falling
is a
right into my
special-
trap.
It's a special skill.
It's a very special skill, with emphasis on the word special. So we're going to lead with a Caravan Escort and pass the turn.
He's like escorting things.
Yes.
Are they important
With his
things?
doopy horse. Hey, if we make them doopy horse deck. Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah?
Tarp it?
Tarp it. Go.
And not the kind that attacks for 3 unblockable?
No, the worst.
The other kind? The one that we don't talk about? I will play a forest.
The one that got a rock for Halloween.
Yeah, attack you for 1.
I will take that one, going to 19.
And I'll play a Frontier Guide. He can search for basic lands and put them onto the battlefield tapped.
For 4 mana and a tap.
Yes.
Well, I mean, he puts them on the battlefield, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Which is very helpful
Draw.
for landfall.
Think we're going to go
Marsh Casualties.
Swamp.
Yep.
Crack. Swamp.
Mhm.
Wait, is that the right choice? No. It's Mountain. That's what I need. He said Marsh Casualties and he confused me.
You see, it's the Boopster advantage. That's why. It was not because of what I said. It was because he's
Boopster.
looking kind of at you.
Is he, though?
No.
He's looking up at you and down at your field.
He's observing from all angles.
And we're going to go for the super exciting Rune Servitor.
Rune Servitor. All right.
Your go.
We're going to untap and draw a card. Which is going to be that card. Pretty interesting.
That card. He's using that card.
Yes. Jeez. I guess we will... We'll make a bear.
Yeah.
Get a level counter. Which, we'll use bone dice for that. And I'll send in a bear. If you want to trade for a Servitor,
yeah,
by all means.
We each draw a card.
We'll then play a Stirring Wildwood as the land for the turn, and pass the turn.
Your land's gonna turn around and start attacking me. That's no bueno.
Yes. I'd say it's pretty bueno. Why is this in the deck?
Swamp. Mind Stone.
Yeah, I think I know why, actually.
Bloodstone Vampire.
Alright.
Antigo.
Let's see here. We're going to untap, draw a card. And I think what we're going to do with that card is play a forest.
4 manas.
Make a Grey Pelt Hunter. So he comes into play.
He's a 3/3.
With a... Woo! Everywhere. The dice off screen are everywhere. 3/3 Trampler. Do I like my Frontier Guide? Kind of. I'll pass the turn.
Nah, he's not important.
Well, I could send him into the Vampire if I really wanted to. Make that trade. But you don't have any Eldrazi spawn at the moment, so... We'll see.
Mountain.
Yep.
Everybody's favorite. Vampire Nighthawk.
Ooh, that's a fun one. For people that aren't me.
Yeah. Enter go.
Okay.
Nothing like flying death touch.
Untap. Draw a card. Let me see. Flying death touch.
And lifelink.
And lifelink. All of those things.
It's got to be a keyword soup.
Pretty much. We're gonna make a Stonework Puma, which is an ally. So he gets a counter, making him a 4/4 with trample. That was, if you were wondering, that was what I was saying. Why is this in the deck? And then I realized it was an ally. I thought they just thought, you know what, a 3-mana 2/2 seems pretty good in this deck.
Nah, it's an ally.
Yeah.
It's not a very good one.
No, not particularly. It feels like a waste, but I think I need to do it. I will play a Turntimber Grove and pump him, because I'm certainly not sending in my Greypelt Hunter into a Nighthawk. So I'll pass the turn.
Oh, it's not a counter.
No, if it was a counter, it's obviously not a waste, but it's just +1/+1 until end of turn. But I'm not attacking, so.
Draw.
Plus, I don't really want to miss land drops intentionally. +1/+1 until end of turn is not worth it. 5 mana.
He's now a corpse.
Corpse Hatch. So, target non-black creature, and you get 2 Eldrazi.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's murder, essentially.
More or less.
Well, worse murder. And it's a sorcery.
And it's only creatures.
But it gives me Eldrazi spawns that
That's
can
true.
fuel the Blood Throne.
That's true.
2 in the air.
18.
21. Blackjack. Enter go.
We'll untap. Draw a card. That's not great. 2, 3. That's not very helpful. I think we're gonna make a Beastbreaker of Balaged, and we will put a level counter on him, making him a 4/4. We will then.
So he's
do nothing else.
That's a pretty decent card.
That's the turn.
He's either a bear or he's a
Exactly.
5 mana 4/4.
Yeah. It's a pretty decent leveler for sure.
Untap, draw for turn.
I'm seeing a flaw with this deck immediately, though. Which does not seem to be that much removal. Unlike my contemporary.
Yeah. I can just hatch things or, get casualties from the marsh that I keep back. Or there's like the magma.
And that XX thing.
Oh, yeah.
Used. I forget what it's called.
I can induce despair.
Induce despair, yeah. I've got a Stonework Puma, though.
The Eldrazi are just, that's what they do, right? That's all the Eldrazi know how to do.
Yes, but it's up to them to balance this matchup.
That sounds complicated.
At least throw like a Path to Exile in here. Come on. Attack for 2. We'll take it. Going to 16.
That's even flavorful, because the Eldrazi are from the Blind Eternity, so
Yeah.
it's like, oh, hey.
Go back there.
Yeah, go back.
Do you gain your life?
No. 23.
Mr. Boopster, you're supposed to give me the Boopster advantage.
I think it's time for the magma.
All right. That's pretty good in this position.
Just a bit.
With Eldrazi spawns and such.
You know what? Just because I don't like that Frontier Guide.
Gonna pop him?
Pop him.
All right.
Enter go.
Okay, we're gonna untap, draw a card. I mean, a little late to the party.
It's when you find out you actually had Day of Judgment
Yeah.
the whole time.
I couldn't see it. Something tells me that's probably not in this deck.
Probably not.
I think we're going to play.
Like, I hope they didn't balance this and, like, the Eldrazi are unstoppable monsters.
Maybe that's the entire point of it. I think we're going to play Grazing Gladeheart. Which, if there's any indication that they did that, that's it. And
it's like that enchantment you played, but without the extra utility of putting counters.
And I'm even gaining you life. I'm going to oust Magma. That's like my only removal spell. It's I'll deal with you later.
It's not very good.
No, it's not. And you gain 3 life.
It's like you flavorfully running away.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, retreat.
And
run away from the monster.
Let's see here.
It'll eventually go away.
I'll send in a 4/4. If you want to trade your Nighthawk and your Eldrazi spawn for it, whatever.
Yeah, I'll
whatever.
Just go to 22.
I'll pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. Well, I mean, that's not the card you wanted to see if Magma's up there.
Are you going to hatch? Are you hatching?
Hatch.
You're hatching. Emrakul's Hatcher. Probably one of the best Eldrazi spawners.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the bear that makes one, but he makes 3.
He makes 3.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. Like, he's a 2-mana 3/3.
Yeah, more or less.
Except now they're like 1/1 tokens. Yeah, still gonna swing in for 2 in the air.
14.
I'll whittle you down until you start playing lands.
And then I'll be gaining 2 life, and we'll see who's boss.
Here go.
Untap, draw a card. Well, it's something, I suppose. Yeah. Don't want to do that. Kinda. You're 24. Good golly. That's a lot.
Well, Nighthawk, oust.
Yeah. Okay. It's not very good, but we're going to play a Territorial Baloth.
Yeah.
So he's a 4/4, and his landfall, he gets +2/+2 until end of turn.
Exciting.
Very. And I'll play a Plains. Gain 2 life.
Pump him because
Pump him because it's pointless. And, so I could trade a 4/4 for 2 Eldrazi spawns. That doesn't seem very good. So I'll pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn.
Gee, I wonder what you drew.
I don't know.
Mr. Boopster, do you think this card's going to win me the game? Do you think that's going to win me the game?
Probably not. This is just kind of sad, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7 mana.
Oh no. Oh no.
Are you ready for this?
Do I have to be?
It's a mosquito.
It's a mosquito.
Kicked. So he's gonna stab that thing in the heart and kill it.
How is a Baloth killed by a mosquito? Even if it carried, like, malaria, it would take a while. Ah!
He stabbed them in the heart.
Jeez. I know it's in his name, but good lord.
Yeah.
I should have given you Mr. Boopster.
Attack. I'll swing.
14.
Eventually, you'll run out of lands, and then I'll start whittling you down.
By the way, why couldn't this be an antelope ally, at least? Wouldn't that be sweet?
How
He's an ally to the cause. He grazes. He gives rides once in a while. He's great. Would have been great. You good?
Yeah.
Untap, draw a card. Oh boy. That's fun. Well,
yeah, it feels like this deck had to be, like, a lot slower.
Yeah. Well, just a little less removal might be okay.
Yeah, like, why is this mosquito helping the Eldrazi?
Yeah, it's not a vampire. I get the vampire
Yeah,
thing.
the vampires were, like, worshipping, so
Yeah.
that's understandable.
Does the mosquito
But a
bow
mosquito?
down in reverence? Does he get on all 4 legs? No, he doesn't, because he already is. That's upsetting.
Wouldn't he have just tried to suck the blood from an Eldrazi and just turned to dust?
Probably, yeah. Or realize that there's no blood and, like, bend his little nose dealy.
Maybe it's like he's like running from the Eldrazi to find
Yeah.
food because the Eldrazi are taking all his food. So it's not that he's helping them; he's just going in the same direction.
Man, so much bad. We're going to play a Tajuru Archer. Ooh, I've got 2 allies, so 2 damage to that mosquito. So that was why I was saying it should be an antelope ally, by the way. Then what are we gonna do? Let's see.
It requires 2 people to shoot down a mosquito.
It's unbelievable. We'll play a Plains, gain 2 life, go to 16. And I'll pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. Well, actually, that's not bad. I think we're gonna go
5 mana
Magma.
for the Magma.
And
Too surprising?
no, definitely not. 2 in the air. He doesn't even have reach.
This does. But
Death touch.
what? Well, yeah, sure. But what are the odds of me drawing an ally next turn and you not killing this? Which you could easily do. Block. See, gain
Still
2
gain
life
2.
still. Yep.
Nighthawk killed the land.
Yep. After hitting me several times in the face, Nighthawk took
And
out
being
a land.
kept back by landfall triggers.
Yeah.
He died to the land.
I swear to God, if I draw that 7 mana foil card, I'm going to be very upset. I was going to leave the room. You good?
Sure go.
Good.
God damn it.
Oh boy. Well, that's not horrible, I guess. Kinda. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I'm gonna pass the turn.
Untap.
See, what's scary is this can just turn into
Drop turn.
absurd amounts of damage.
Yeah, that it can. So, Dominator Drone.
All right.
I control another colorless creature, so
That's
you
true.
lose 2 life.
14.
And Rune Servitor.
All right. That sounds lovely.
He can draw you a card when he dies.
That's
so
true.
There's that.
Oh, I just realized something, Mr. Boopster. Yeah, I should learn to read. That's okay.
So, what are we facing down here? Got a 6/6, a 1/2, a 2/2, and a 2/2.
I don't have a 6/6. I've got a 4/4.
4/4.
If I had a 6/6, I'd be a little more happy.
We're gonna swing.
We're going to put probably the stupid Puma in front of it. I know we... Well, yeah, you don't have any other flyers, so...
I'm gonna sack Rune Servitor to it.
Sure. Each draw?
Because I like the card.
Yeah. I do as well. And I don't really want to take obscene amounts of damage by not blocking, so...
That is true.
Yeah.
Your go.
So I'll tell you right now what I did wrong. What I did wrong...
Sorcery?
Well, yeah. That and I had a mana sink, so I should have just used the mana, but that's okay.
That is
I'm
true.
going to...
Could have leveled him twice, and he'd have still been a...
I'm going to
4/4.
cast Sheer Drop on Bloodthrone Vampire for the Awaken cost.
What?
6.
6.
So this is a new card, obviously. Awaken, if you cast it for its Awaken cost, you can animate a land, basically, turn it into a 0/0.
Yeah.
And put 3 +1/+1 counters on it.
The numbers.
The number.
Yeah, Awaken
In this case,
3.
it's 3. So, I think we'll Awaken this Plains and make it 3/3.
Is it still tapped?
Oh, it is still tapped, yes. Does not untap it. But anyway, yeah, that was the mistake I made. Was for some reason I read this and thought it was an instant. So I should have just leveled Beastbreaker twice. But that's okay. Live and learn, folks.
Can't get it wrong or can't get it right all the time.
Yeah, there's no good attacks really either. So I'll pass the turn.
I think I'm going to ping you for 1
Oh, my.
with Magma.
13. Ping me for 1.
Yeah. Untap.
There's got to be a reason you did
Turn.
that.
You look deep into your heart. I'm sure you can.
Oh, I
figure it
know
out.
what it is. That's it. That pretty much spells my demise. I know exactly what you're about to do.
Ping you.
No, I don't. That's not what I was expecting at all. 12.
Sack this. Ping you.
11.
Consume the meek.
Huh.
Destroy each creature with converted mana cost 3 or less. All my creatures with converted mana cost 3 or less. Feel for the magma.
That's not what I was expecting, but alright. Unfortunately, that also kills planes.
Yeah, so now you're even farther back from here.
Yeah.
And 7.
9, 10, 11. We go to 4.
Your go.
Alright. Draw a card.
If this is how the duel deck goes, I don't hold out hope for Zendikar surviving.
God, no. How important are landfall triggers at this juncture? Probably not that important, I would imagine. So I'm going to Harrow right now. Sacrifice Forest. Go get 2 lands, which are going to be Forest and Plains. Harrow's really good if you have, some actual landfall triggers to abuse, but
You did, but
not as much if you don't.
not after they all got turned to dust.
Yes. Plus, I also
New art,
wanted
by
to.
the way.
Yes. Plus, I also wanted to play this Daggerback Basilisk.
Death Touch. 2/2.
2/2 Death Touch. Kind of a removal spell. Not really, though. And I'll pass the turn. Why not?
Untap. Draw for turn.
Maybe I should play this. I don't know.
Swamp.
Swamp.
Swamp. Swing.
Block the Magma.
Throw Mind Stone at you for 1 damage
3.
with Magma. Yeah.
And take 3. And go to dead. I had to turn Timber Grove, though. That would have been helpful.
I'd hit that betrays and
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was expecting you to do.
yeah, like I was slowly building up to that.
Yeah. When you tossed that at me, I thought, oh, he's just gonna get it back with the 11/11. But...
No, that's when you sacrifice thing.
Oh, this one cost 12. I was thinking of the one that cost 9.
Oh, the one that
Yeah.
returns something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. The art's kind of similar. So, exhibition match.
Sure, why not?
See if I can take a game from you. All right, we'll see you in game 3. All right, the exhibition game, I guess. This time you get the boopster advantage because obviously it means you'll lose. It's not looking very good for the Zendikarians or
No, definitely not.
Zendikarans?
Zendikari.
Whatever.
Zendikari.
Sure. Explorer scope to you.
Scope
Yep.
of exploration. Are you going to explore this thing that's going to disappear soon?
We're gonna explore our own
Mountain.
colon, apparently. Draw a card. Refuge. Go to 21. Pass the turn.
Draw for turn. Swamp. Ruined Servitor.
Sure.
Go.
Untap. Draw a card. We'll play a plains and pass the turn.
Exciting.
Very.
Mountain. Attack you for 2.
But wait, there's a hound in the way! So it's a 2/2 with flash, and when it enters the battlefield, target creature gets +0/+3 until end of turn. So I will make him a 2/5 and block.
Dead.
Just draw a card.
Apparently, when I tried to draw it, this whole section.
I'll draw a card.
This
you'll
whole
draw
section
14
is stuck
cards.
together.
That's kind of weird. That seems a little unbalanced. When this dies, your opponent draws a card, you draw 14 cards.
Blood-thrown vampire.
All right.
Here you go.
We'll untap. We'll draw a card. And I think what we shall do is play a Turn Timber Grove, making that a 3/3.
Yeah.
And we'll put the scope on it. And he'll go exploring for 3 damage.
I will take 3.
So when it attacks, I look at the top card of my library. If it's a land, I may put it onto the battlefield tapped.
Ooh.
It is not, and I don't have to reveal it either, which is nice. It's not like Goblin Guide. It's a scope. It's much better than a guide.
Well, that's good.
Phew.
Untap. Draw for turn. Mountain. I will attack you for 1.
Go back down to 20. My reign at the top has ended.
Yes. And your go.
Alright. Draw a card. It's almost like I knew that was there.
Tell me when you go to combat.
Sure. I'll go to combat.
Smother.
Smother the Hound. Sure. You smothered my poor little dog.
Yeah.
I hope you feel good about yourself.
I do.
It
It was just a dog.
This is man's best friend, though.
I mean, he did.
Second best friend, Mr. Boopster.
He did eat a robot, so there's
He did
that.
eat a robot.
But yeah, Mr. Boopster didn't agree with him, so.
Let's make it 2/4, and we'll play an Evolving Wilds and pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. That is a land.
It's true.
And I think it's your go.
I am going to crack this, even though there's landfall in the deck, because I need access to initial mana to actually cast a lot of these landfall spells.
Yeah. See, I would have liked a 5th mana, but...
Yeah. I would have liked the 6th. 6th would have been dandy.
Well, I mean, you know. Harrow.
That's true. Draw a card.
I think that was the only ramp spell
Like
I saw
that
in
one,
the deck.
for instance.
Well, I guess there's that creature guy.
Mm-hmm.
The, like, guide. You have to pay 4 mana, which is apparently a lot. That's like 8 little girls worth of mana you have to give them. And then he just finds you a basic land tapped.
Scope up.
Scope up.
Now, does this put it...
Tapped.
Okay, tapped. Yes.
So if you have a landfall, you may want to cast it now.
I do, but it's not really... Wouldn't gain anything. So I'll attack you for 2. Scope up.
Take the
Land.
2, go to 15.
We'll then play a Territorial Baloth.
Balth.
And pass the turn.
Untap.
He's very territorial.
Draw for turn.
His territory is this area.
Rocky Tar Pit gets cracked. It's nice not having to pay life. It's not as nice.
So worth being a turn slower.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, so what do you think of these new dual lands? This new cycle of dual lands that's coming out in the new Zendikar.
Maybe play 1.
Yeah, like
maybe in blue-red twin you want a 5th dual land.
The problem is
Or
in the formats that it matters in.
Standard, it's probably good. Maybe.
I guess.
I mean, 2 basics is kind of a lot, unless you're like playing a Blood
well, actually,
Moon.
no. You know what?
Unless you're playing against Blood Moon, then it's decent.
Yeah, but Khans is still in, right?
Yeah.
So
you can
there's
fetch
fetch
them.
lands. Yeah, it's fine in Standard, but the formats that
But
you
they
want them to be good, like Modern, Legacy, Vintage, all the way back. Turn 3 is extremely slow.
Well, Legacy, you got
And
8
Vintage.
dual lands in a color
Sure.
before you need to worry about those.
Sure.
So
I'm just trying to think
Modern-
of like anything that really relies heavily on fetch into a dual land
Like,
formats. And
maybe-
it's too slow for Modern. I
maybe
think.
Burn, but does Burn have 2 mountains before it needs to play one of its sideboard cards?
I don't know.
Like, and does it care about 2
A
life?
second color
Like,
either.
Well, it does for a lot of sideboard cards like
Yeah,
green
I
or.
suppose.
But does it care about 2 life?
No.
As much as, you know, having that in your hand and not that it being a second land drop.
I just don't see it. I don't
see it either.
How they could be great. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe they're the
Zendikar
best thing ever.
Expeditions, though. Those are the best things ever.
Yeah, those are pretty sweet. And we know they're playable.
Well, except for the 5 that are the same lands.
Yeah. Although they'd be more playable because they're awesome.
And foil.
You're going to hatch a corpse.
Yeah. He's a corpse now.
That is unfortunate.
It's better than a mosquito.
Because I had like 6 land drops.
That's what I was worried about. Andrew, go.
Untap. Draw a card.
Yeah, all you needed was a Harrow and your land drop for the turn and Explorer's Scope.
Almost like those 2 things. Yeah. I guess at this point, it's probably better to just level a couple times. I can make a 3/6. You can make 5 power. So I think I'll level him twice. 3/6. Play an Evolving Wilds, which would have been 2 land drops.
Ooh.
And I don't care. I have a Harrow. Harrow, whatever.
Harrow.
Anyway, I'll attack for 3.
That would have been horrifying. I will take 3. I will go to 12.
No land.
You didn't get a land drop from that, so
I did
it's not
not.
like you had infinity and
2.
beyond.
To you.
Untap. Draw for turn.
Is Corpse Tap's an instant or sorcery?
Sorcery.
Okay.
Coombe Refuge.
Yep.
Draw, or gain a life, not draw a card.
Draw a life from the pool of life.
And
Send for 5, but whatever. Whatever, dude.
Is that the right choice or is that the right choice? So many choices. One.
No blocks, obviously.
1.
Just 1?
Just 1.
19.
I like my Eldrazi's. I need them.
Okay.
There you go.
Now, here's why that wasn't the right choice. Because... that's kind of funny. Let's see
You forgot to
here.
crack your Evolving Wilds.
Well, I kind of, at this point, I think I want the land, but it would have made an extra attack. Whatever. That's fine. I will sheer drop that. And I will activate a forest, which does not untap. That's what I was thinking,
Oh.
I could activate the Evolving Wilds if I really wanted to, but I probably don't want to do that. So it's actually a 4/4 with the pump from Vindicator here. And I will attack you for 3.
I'll go to 10.
And no land. To you.
Untap. Draw for turn.
So put that there.
Seven. 8.
8 mana. That's a few mana.
Crusher.
Oh, the Crusher! Alright.
Annihilator 2 attacks each turn of Fable.
Sounds good. I mean,
Sure
it sounds awful, but there you have it. Alright, we're going to... Do I like drawing what I had there? I think I do. I'm not going to crack. We're going to untap our dudes, draw a card.
Mr. Boopster, which of these cards is the correct strategy? I need you to look deep into your heart and tell me what is the correct play.
Annihilator 2. I think we're going to...
This is when you cast your cards, so then you just have tons of tokens to sack to Annihilator.
Exactly. We're going to make a Grey Pelt Hunter. So he gets counters for allies. And himself.
It's always a confusing bit.
Yeah. And we're going to play a Scoot Mob.
Scoot Mob.
And yeah, pass turn.
Untap. Draw. Do you know what time it is?
What time is it? Oh no. No. You're gonna mosquito again!
Bzz.
You're gonna bzz him. Okay.
No pumps.
No pumps.
8.
Okay, so Annihilator 2 is going to get Scope for sure. And a Sick Forest, I think. And then you have 8 damage coming.
Yes. And you have 2 3/3s and 1/1.
That's true.
You can no longer trade them.
I will go to 11.
Enter go.
So I will crack end of turn.
So if Heartstabber Mosquito can kill someone by kicking it, why doesn't he have Death Touch just naturally?
I don't know.
Why does he require the excess mana?
Maybe it's like how bees and wasps operate. Like the stinger actually comes off after.
Oh, so he loses it forever?
Yeah.
So he'll like starve to death in time?
More or less. He should have like.
Also, why is a
fading 3.
mosquito a 2/2 when like a well-trained soldier is a 1/1?
Yeah. I don't know. And a bear is a 2/2. It shares stats with a bear, but it's better because it flies. We'll untap.
Maybe we're thinking about this wrong. What if this mosquito is the size of a bear?
Well, that could be.
That's why he's terrifying.
That makes more sense, probably. Oh, boy.
Like, there's nothing to give frame of reference on how big it is.
No.
But that's what I'm going to go with now. It's the size of a bear. That's why you die when it stabs you in the heart.
So, what are we going to do here? I think we're going to send for
Send
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Well, block that.
Mm-hmm.
And I will take 6.
Okay.
Go to 4.
4.
Bye-bye,
Then
Eldrazi
we're
spawn.
going to play our land for the turn. We're going to cast Harrow, sacrificing a Plains, getting a Plains and a Forest.
Doo-doo.
And I'm actually not going to shuffle that much because I'm then going to play Undo Giant, so I can search for a basic land and put it on the battlefield tapped. I.e. stuff to annihilate.
Yeah.
That aren't creatures. And I'll pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn.
Unfortunately, the Giant, also not an ally. Which is worth noting.
5 mana. Hatcher.
Oh god, I thought it was Consume the Meek. Okay. Although that's not much better, to be perfectly honest.
No.
Because it's a lot of chump blockers.
A lot of chump blockers.
Yes.
Mind Stone.
Okay.
8 and 2 in the air.
8 and 2 in the air.
Forests.
Force down. And I'll take 10. Going to 1.
Enter go.
Okay, boys. Can you pull this together? 4 more counters.
If only he had trampled.
If only anything other than this in the deck had trample. We'll draw a card.
Watch it be like overrun.
Pretty sure that's not in this deck.
No, that doesn't seem like a thing this deck is capable of.
Or blocking a mosquito. Is it sad that this entire deck just loses to mosquito? Just like one mosquito?
Bzzz.
Well, yeah, so dead to mosquito in the air. So there's really no reason to hold back blockers. So I will send everybody in for their last hurrah.
Chump.
Yep.
Trade.
Yep.
Chumps.
Yep.
Just in case.
I have a planes. That's pretty sad. I couldn't even take one game. I'm sure I played a couple things wrong, probably, but I don't know. This just seems incredibly unbalanced to me. Maybe that's just me.
Untap. Yeah. Even like, I'm like, oh, this is a pretty horrible hand. I can keep this no problem, and it's just like super inevitable.
Well, and after playing this a little bit, it seems like what this deck really wants to do is make things that are big enough to like trade with Eldrazi, but none of them have trample or anything. So you making 3/0/1 tokens is like a fog for 2 turns.
Yep.
Like I have a 9/9, and it's useless.
And I can just go, I'm just going to do this for lulz.
Sure. For the Rubbins, ultimate Rubbins.
Imp.
Get back what? What'd you do?
Get back Hatcher.
Ah, yeah. See?
So I had a whole other turn of blocking
fogs,
in case you dealt with these.
Yeah. And yeah, we'll take 10, going to -9.
I did have a Mark's Casualties.
Of course you did.
You have to have a trades again.
Of course you did. All right, so that was Zendikar versus Eldrazi. I thoroughly got trounced.
Yeah, these really didn't seem balanced.
And maybe that's kind of what they were going for. Like the
It could be,
Zendikar's just trying to hang on, but it can't. It just is not capable. But I mean, at the same time, at least make the experience kind of fun.
Yeah, at least make the experience. Oh, there's a card I never even played.
Yeah.
Or
I haven't played that either. That's new. Veteran War Leader.
Namesake of the deck, the Oblivion Sower. You never even got to come in and sow some Oblivion. He wasn't even needed.
It's true.
To sow the Oblivion, we didn't even need the guy whose job that is.
The seeds were already sown.
Forerunner of Slaughter. Target colorless creature gains haste until end of turn.
Yep. All right. So, yep, that was that matchup. And I'm going to go ahead and probably throw this deck in the garbage.
Well, take out the Avenger.
I'm not going to do that.
Take out the Avenger and the Primal Command. Then do that.
Yeah. And, so we will see you next week with some more stuff.